today. Hey, Azita, how's it going?
Hi, Mary. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, I'm not going to lie, because I've had a very long day after traveling all last week with the International Maxwell certification. And then I got home Saturday night, and today I started a new job. So it's been a whirlwind day for
Lots of
me.
changes for you. Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot. But that's life, isn't it? We all go through changes. So I want to welcome all of our friends and viewers that are watching us today for another session of Modern Attitudes. Last time we talked about being aware of who we are and what we're passionate about, as well as defining our purpose. So today we've got a very special lesson called the Law of the Mirror. The law of the mirror is the law that talks about valuing yourself and valuing others. So sit back, enjoy this, and take some good notes. Azita?
Hi, everybody. We're so happy that you're going to spend a few minutes with us. As Mary said, we're going to talk about the law of the mirror. And this is something that I truly believe in. And I really, truly love this law because I believe if we don't see value in ourselves, there's no way we can add value to ourselves or to others. So, and I really think that we need to really believe that that we really deserve anything that we want to have in our life. I think this is the most important core belief that we need to hold in our heart. The image that we have ourselves. Think about it. You know, I think we need to see ourselves first in our heart as the person that we want to become. We really need to examine our thoughts, our emotions, and especially the language that we use. We need to reprogram our subconscious mind, which is programmed, and align it with our conscious mind or our thinking that, you know, what we want to create in our life. We have to align these two together if we want to fulfill our dreams. You know, by changing this core belief about ourselves, we change everything in our life. Because once we change this self-image, what we're doing is we're changing our self-power, and then we can become anything that we want to be. You know, at the beginning, when I heard about this concept, I had a hard time believing it, Mary. But then I realized that, you know, we all know about the law of attraction. And we know everything is made of energy with different frequencies. And the thought and belief that we have about ourselves are made of energy. And so what happens is this kind of thought that I have about myself, this image that I believe about myself, is gonna attract the like energy, something that is going to match with my energy about myself, good or bad. Because energy attracts like energy, right? So if I believe that I'm strong and I'm healthy, even healthy, and if I deserve everything that I want to have in my life, what I'm attracting to myself is the situations and circumstances in the world that are matching that belief.
Very well stated. I would agree with you, except where I would call it self-confidence or self-esteem.
Yeah.
A lot of times we have to step out of our comfort zone in order for us to be more, do more, and have more. And unfortunately, having a low self-confidence point or even a low self-esteem that's what keeps us stuck in the conditions and circumstances of our life.
Very true.
That self-esteem that's everything about a person's behavior. And we learn self-esteem at a very young age. We hear it from our parents. If we are, how many times, I don't know if it ever happened to you, Azita, but it happened to me where I was told, God, you're so stupid. What's wrong with you? Why can't you do anything? Why can't you do things like your sister or your brother? Or, kids hear that. They go to school. Same thing. The kids are picking on them. Gosh, you're so stupid. You got 4 eyes. Ha 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 ha. I remember the first time I put on a pair of glasses.
I heard that one.
Yeah, when I was 12 years old, I had my first pair of glasses, and 4 eyes, everybody making fun of me, and it's like it just messes with your self-image and your self-esteem. And I remember thinking, gosh, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough to do anything.
Yeah.
And the reality is I am good enough to do things, but because of the conditions and circumstances that I was raised in, or that I grew up in, or, surrounded myself with my environment, I'm not good enough for anybody is, what I believe the majority of my life.
Very true. And we all know how important and crucial the first 6 years of our life is.
Absolutely.
That's where we get all our programming, really, in ourselves.
Absolutely. Did you know that by the time we're 17, we have heard the word no 150,000 times?
Oh, yes, I believe
we
yeah.
only heard the word yes about 5,000 times.
Yes, yes.
That is pretty significant. No, that is what happens and what shapes us.
I heard about what you just said probably a few years ago, and about a day or two I tried to monitor myself when I was talking to my own children, and that is so true. 90% of the time we're saying don't versus do. That is so true. And going back to what you just said, Mary, that you are changing that self-limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, and that we all have this greatness in us. I completely agree with you. We're all born with greatness. All we need to do is to cultivate it, to feed it to water, and let it grow, and it will grow. It will grow. And I think, as you just said, the reason many people do not fail in life and don't grow is because they keep that low self-esteem. They don't do anything about it. And so when we recognize our value, as you just mentioned, miracles happen. As John says, you need to see value in yourself to add value to yourself. So it all begins with us.
Absolutely. And, Charles Schwab said it best. I have to read the quote. When a man has put a limit on what he will do, he has put a limit on what he can do.
Yeah.
That's pretty profound. Yeah. Because I know for me, I've always had that limiting belief of I'm not good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. And it took until about 1.5 years or so ago when a woman came into my life as an employee of mine. She's a little on the quirky side, absolutely adore her. But she used to tell me, you're so amazing. You're an amazing boss. You are an amazing person. And I would just look at her and be like, you're right, whatever. You're just saying that because I'm your boss. But the more she said it and the more she pulled me aside and said, Mary, why do you do that to yourself? Why do you talk negatively about yourself? You really are smart. You are the most knowledgeable person I know. I love hanging out with you. Right. The more she has said that, and it took me until last week when I was in a session, and part of the lesson was, how you see yourself. And her words came flooding back into my mind. And I actually had called her before we got on our call. And I told her, I said, I was talking about you at the conference, and I was telling people how you have encouraged me to be better than I can be, and how you have helped me believe that I am good, that I am enough. and I am able to conquer the world if I want to. So it's that limiting belief. If you can lift it, if you can move past that limiting belief, man, the world is your oyster. It really, really is.
So true. Because this low self-esteem is like a ceiling on our potential. And we
Absolutely.
need to really raise that, you know, because if I want to be really successful at a level, let's say 10, but my self-esteem, my self-confidence is at level 5, I cannot surpass that. So we have to accept that. It's not going to happen, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's very important that we raise that level for ourselves. We don't need to wait for other people to tell us that as you are doing it, Mary, now. But what your friend did for you was just a nudge. She brought to your awareness that, oh my God, you are not fair to yourself. You have
Absolutely.
the seed of greatness in you. All you need to do is just to cultivate it. And that's what you're doing. And you're changing. You're changing your life.
Yeah, I am. And there's some things that we can do to really improve our self-confidence, our self-esteem. And I know for me, one of the things that I've had to do is I've had to literally write out, what is the limiting belief that I want to change? And I realized that the limiting belief I want to change and am changing is how I view myself. Now I say, I am enough. It doesn't matter what my parents told me. It doesn't matter what my old friends from school told me. I am enough. Can you imagine what would happen if the adults that are watching this would reprogram their minds to increase their own level of self-awareness and their self-esteem, and they transferred that to their children?
Wow.
Instead of saying, God, you're so stupid, or why can't you be like your sister? Why can't you be like your brother? You're better than this. I know you're smarter than that. Okay, well, what does that mean to a child? What does that actually mean to a child? To the child, they're probably thinking, oh my God, my parents don't even think that I'm good enough for this. If my parents can't believe in me, who can believe in me? So I think we have to reprogram ourselves in order to reprogram our children.
Very
Because
true.
if you don't reprogram them now, guess what? They're going to grow up, they're going to become adults, and they're going to go into the workplace where they're going to be miserable and they're going to be bitter, and work production is going to slow down.
And they're going to do the same thing to others, to their own
Exactly.
children. I love what you said. We have to guard our self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
The way we talk to ourselves, and naturally the way we talk to others.
Mm-hmm.
How many times during the day we do tell ourselves negative things? Watch them. We have to have a running conversation with ourselves. How many times I'm saying bad things about myself? How many times I'm praising myself? Let's monitor our talk.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing you said that I loved, don't compare yourself with other people. Because two things happen. When we compare ourselves to people that are better than us, we feel disempowered. We feel
Absolutely.
that we're not good enough. And naturally we stop growing, I guess. We're not going to try anymore. And then the second thing that happened, if we are comparing ourselves with people that are not as good as we are, we become complacent. We don't want to try anymore because we think we are in a good place and we are doing good. So why should I try harder? We stop growing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I loved what you said. We really need to monitor the way we talk to ourselves, stop comparing ourselves to others, and really use that to reprogram our own beliefs and thoughts about ourselves. And in the way we talk to our children, especially to other people, let's monitor that. Turn that from negative to positive. I love what you said, Mary. So true.
Thank you. It's just, this is a very real and personal lesson for me, just because I've always helped other people find the good in themselves, but I've just never looked for the good in me. Because it is what it is. You know, my kids will tell you, oh, mom, whatever. Because that's my favorite saying all the time. It is what it is. You know, get over it. You know, but I think that what I'm going to do as a call to action for myself is I'm going to write a statement of how I want to give myself permission to be enough, because I am enough. And I think I'm going to put it on my phone as a screensaver, so that when I'm starting to have those negative self thoughts, like today was a prime example. You know, I was getting ready, you know, I'm showing up for a new assignment, new place of employment, going through my wardrobe. First thing I said, I need to lose weight. I've gotten too fat. Oh, this outfit makes me look fat. Oh, no, I don't like that, because, okay, who cares?
Oh, yeah.
A large percentage of the population is obese. Own it, claim it. I did. Once I was able to accept, you know what, I am enough. They didn't hire me for my size. They hired me for my ability to serve others and help others.
I think we're our own worst critic.
Absolutely.
Nobody even notices the things that we notice about ourselves. Nobody cares.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Nobody but us.
So I think we want to leave our friends with an assignment tonight. And please do this if you can. This is going to change everything about your life, about you. Try to write a list of your best qualities.
Oh, I like that.
You should have tons. Don't give up. Just don't be shy. Just try to write them, okay? Take 100 as a number. Try to write 100 great qualities about yourself.
I like that.
If that takes a long time, so be it. Take your time, but finish it. Okay? And then remember, if you have a hard time finding these attributes and good qualities about yourself, it's telling you something. It's telling you that you have some self-limiting beliefs about yourself. Okay? And then just start reading what you wrote on a daily basis. Start believing it.
You know, Azita, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think I want to challenge our viewers to do one step further. And I just recently went through this. I attended an event with our mentors, Paul Martinelli and Roddy Galbraith in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they had us do an I am challenge.
Love that.
We had to do it for 90 days. But I'm going to ask our viewers, just do it for 30 days. If you can go the whole 90, amazing, because it will change your life. I guarantee you it will change your life. And you take the adjectives, those good qualities that you describe, and you just every day you post, I am magnificent, I am empowered, I am beautiful, I am, you know, smart, I am favored. Whatever you come up with, just write that statement every day. Post it on our page. Have that accountability. And every day write something new, and you think about it through the day. And the more you do that every day, the more you will believe that about yourself. And the more your life will change, your confidence will rise, and your self-esteem. Wow. Who is it that says, can't touch this? Is it Bobby Brown? Yeah, I think it's Bobby Brown. Yeah, you can't touch this, you know, do that little dance that goes with it. And you're gonna be dancing like nobody's fool.
Yeah.
So that's what I challenge our viewers to do.
I love that, Mary. So write these attributes, these wonderful qualities about yourself, and use it in an I am statement. I love that. The first time I heard that was from Wayne Dyer, that I really, really love.
Yep.
So yeah, And then the other thing I want you to do, check your self-talk with yourself. How many times you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, and how many times you're praising yourself? Monitor that, okay? That's also very eye-opening, I guess. And the last thing I want you to do, if you can, do something for somebody else. As Mary told me before, even if you can't give away money, spend some time with other people. Give your time. Do something for somebody else. Because once you start doing that, that's going to change your self-image about yourself. You feel great. You feel good.
I think those are some great assignments for our viewers. And they're going to tie in nicely with next week's lesson on the law of reflection. So we'll be able to take all these things that we've learned up until now and discuss about the law of reflection, how everything is reflected in you and through you.
Absolutely. And I'm going to do that too. I'm going to write 100 attributes about myself, and I'm going to use it in an I am statement. I'm going to do that. We all need.
I'm going to start my challenge.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm already in it. I'm on day 85. So I'm kind of sad that the 90 days is almost up, but I decided I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. No, I'm going to do that. I think it's a wonderful exercise. We all should do it.
Absolutely.
And once you feel that, we're not that self-confident anymore, we should redo it again.
I agree.
So thank you everyone for spending some time with us again today. And we loved having you.
Absolutely.
And Mary, I think we just say goodbye to everyone, and we come back with the law of reflection next week.
Absolutely.
So until next week, and have a wonderful one.
Have a great one, everybody.